I don't know if you're familiar with Carl's resolution, but he did put together a resolution. And so I think something like a resolution passed by the board would be, would be really great. I mean, I'm not going to say that I particularly agree to every aspect of the resolution, but I think that it's a great starting point. And I think it's really important for the board to not just hear us out and hear our recommendations, but actually do something with it.
So I have not seen the full resolution. I just opened it up right now. So we're going to take a look at this. There's a lot of resolves. I will just say I have brought several community-driven resolutions to the board, and I think that's an important role that board members can play, is hearing from constituents, working with the superintendent's team, bringing something that ideally gets 7 votes, but at least gets 4 votes, and then is actually implemented, right? Because the board can also pass a resolution that sits on the shelf, and that's why it's important for me to work with the superintendent to make sure they know what's coming, and they would have the capacity and the leaders to implement the tasks that we're giving to them. So generally, just so you all know, in terms of my policy making, I tend to do resolutions with 3 to 5 resolves, just to be able to follow up explicitly on what we're directing the superintendent to do. Often one resolve is actually a call to the board members to make sure we're all on the same page about a vision or a statement. Often, but not always, I do resolves with data, and I'm asking the superintendent to be explicitly responsive to that data, and then presenting publicly or in an informative to the board with a certain timeline. So that's just generally how I think about policy making. And again, I love being able to work with community. I love working with the superintendent's team to make sure it's actually something that they would do, and where possible, working with other board members. So it's great that you've had others on the call and maybe who've seen this language as well. So I'm happy to look more closely at it and to follow up.